Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Shantia here. So in today's Heal, Feel, and Reveal video, we're doing a really awesome topic. We're talking about quitting your job. We are talking about letting go what no longer serves you. We are talking about following your dreams. We're talking about deciding to take that leap of faith. We're talking about doing what you actually want to do. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, support the channel, and make sure you comment down below and participate in the discussions. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I felt inspired to do this because, lately I've been following this passion of mine to communicate and go all for it. Honestly, on YouTube and through the organization I'm a part of. I might as well tell you guys I'm part of the Toastmasters group, and that's where I've learned to build my skills through confidence and through speaking. If you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure that you're over it. You are over it. You're over your current situation. You're wanting something new. You're wanting something fresh. You're wanting some excitement into your life, and you're not the only one. I was also in the same boat, wanting that more for my life, wanting to figure out what was that more and how to bring that more into my life. I wanted to kind of share with you guys a couple of testimonies and experiences, and I also want to give you guys some practical tips on how you can make that shift in your life. My channel is dedicated to helping women live in a way that feels the most natural to them. This Heal, Feel, and Reveal series is about connecting your inner work and your outer work. So the inner work is the healing that we do, but the outer work is about pursuing your goals and doing what you really want, taking that action that you need to do, that inspired action, and connecting those two. Without that, those two are a lethal combination for whatever you want to come true, manifesting your desires. You want to manifest, you have to do both of those things. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I quit my previous job of 4 years that I was not happy doing and pursuing more of what I loved, and also how I shifted my pursuits, my goals. Essentially, my job, I worked there for 4 years. I decided to quit. I transitioned out. I cannot tell you guys how happy I am I made that decision. And it's so crazy. It took me 4 years to make that decision. I got hired for that job. This is just temporary. I'm not going to stay here. And I kept telling myself that every year until I finally quit. When it came to my goals, usually I'm a visual artist. Like, I'm all about visual creativity, but I kept feeling so strongly pulled towards communication. I honestly lost a desire to paint. If you put a paintbrush in my hand, things will happen. It's like I become kind of possessed. It's not the best way to describe it, but I start to channel, and the energy just builds up from there. But the desire to communicate has just been so much more strong than my desire to paint. And I want to talk about what that is, because that's the shift. It's the same shift of wanting to quit a job and wanting to shift your pursuits, your goals and your focus. My question to you, what is your current situation and how do you feel about it? How do you feel about your current situation? What is it that you are trying to shift and change in your life? What are you trying to shift? Moving on to the next one. What more are you wanting in your life? To take out a sheet of paper and answer those questions, I'll link them down below. I'll put them in the description box, if not the comment section. Answer those questions. What are you wanting more of? What are you wanting to experience? Sometimes I do have very specific ideas of what I'm wanting to experience more of. And I have an idea and a vision in my head of what it looks like and it feels like. And it's pretty accurate. But I find that when I'm more open to the feeling and the experience of it, I manifest those experiences a lot quicker. So I like to say, oh, I want more connection. I want more fulfillment. I want more drive. I want more passion. It brings my desire right to me. If you're into the human design chart, I'm a non-specific manifester. So it actually helps me to focus more on the broad general goal of what I'm wanting to achieve. Answer those questions and get a lot more clear on what it is you're wanting to bring more of. Go ahead and start with the first part. What I did in order for me to shift my life more in a direction that was full of passion and fulfilling me is I transitioned. And I knew that this is what I had to do because I'm so used to stability and safety. And I know a lot of us, the reason why we don't take that jump or that leap of faith is that fear of discomfort, the fear of not being taken care of. And the thing is, you don't want to feed into the fear because the fear will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you fear the change, you're going to change, and then something conflicting is going to come in with that change. So the fear is always going to be there, but you don't want to feed it. You want the desire of your goal to be bigger than the fear. Otherwise, when you transition, you're going to experience a whole lot of issues that are going to turn you back towards your thing. The universe is only ever feeding you back the energy you give it. So if you're giving it fear, it's going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy for you. So the best way to let go of this fear, or to not attach yourself to the fear, is to transition. Perhaps you need to be decisive about transitioning out of your current situation into a new situation or a new experience. This video isn't just about quitting jobs and leaving situations, it's also about upgrading, leveling up. So maybe you're wanting more of something. You're wanting to bring more of something into your relationship or into your job. Something's missing. There's a key ingredient missing from it. You might not have to necessarily quit the job. So the way I started transitioning is I started doing the inner work first. So you have to start doing the inner work first. You have to answer the questions about what you truly want, what you truly desire, what you're truly wanting in the change, in the experience that you're moving towards. You have to be super honest with yourself. If you're not honest with yourself, it's very hard for you to bring that change into fruition. How do we transition out of our old experiences into our new experiences? You have to start setting up a plan. So practically what you can do is you can save money. So let's say you want to quit a job or you want to pursue something. Thankfully, life is a day-by-day decision. If you're wanting to commit to a course or you're wanting to get curious about something, you can ask someone for free. You can find someone who will give you advice for free about what you're wanting to create more of in your life. You can sign up for a course. You can invest into a club like I did, an organization like I did, that is a quarter by quarter, kind of like semester by semester basis, and decide, okay, maybe I'll commit to this goal currently and I'll see where it takes me. Save the money or whatever it is you're wanting to pursue. Save that money to invest towards your goals, or find people who are already doing the thing that you want to do so you can talk to them and have those conversations. And this is what's going to help you to give that plan. In order for you to transition, a transition is about dipping your toe in the water. So we're not going full on, right? We're just kind of like having a taster. You know, we're using our stepping stones to see, okay, maybe this is what's feeling good for me. Yes, you might want that change. You want to just quit your job, but honestly, I didn't just quit my job, and I don't really believe in just quitting something, because what's really interesting in my experience, I transitioned because I needed everything to be aligned. I needed to be aligned, and the more I transitioned out of my experience, the more I transitioned into something new, the more the universe came with support. People, places, opportunities just came to me to support me in that movement. Understand that life is about stepping stones. It's not about just, we just change. And so many people, they skip over the inner work of being decisive about what they want first, inwardly, and understanding why they need that thing, why they're craving that thing, and getting clear about that. And they want to jump to the physical change. But the thing is, if you jump straight to the physical change, the concern or the conflict that was existing at your previous situation is going to follow you straight into the next one. So if you're not wanting to experience that conflict, you're going to have to get very clear about what's not working about your current situation. Why is it not working? And I can tell you, it's energy. It's always energy. It's not the people. It's not the organization. It's not the home or the house or the size. It's always an energy thing. You're attached to an idea, or you're wanting an experience. Okay, so as you're starting to dip your toe into that change, start setting up a plan for what you want. So set a long-term goal for what you're wanting to achieve within a year, within a month. Set a long-term goal of what you're wanting to achieve, and break it down into steps of how you get there. Now, I'm all about being open to the how things happen, but I will still set plans, because I'm all about, it's not about having a plan B. I'm just all about having a plan. And the thing is, the more we have a plan, the more secure we feel in our decisions and in the changes that we make. So set out a plan, have a backup. What I did before I quit my job is I saved up money. And I've always been very, very good with making sure I'm financially taken care of. So save up that money that you need to be able to quit that job. Maybe you have to work for another 6 months to quit your job. After you've trialed it out and you've dipped your toe in the water, I want you to decide from here, I don't know if that's a month or 2 months or 3 months, how are you feeling? And really check in with yourself. How is this making me feel? Am I feeling more alive? Is this not quite what I'm wanting and I'm wanting something else? Then do whatever you need to do to make those shifts and changes before you pursue the big thing and the big goal that you're desiring. I haven't mentioned it yet, but I would highly recommend you to watch my Release Your Limiting Beliefs video. I think that's lesson number 3 in my series. Please go ahead and check that out if you're having a hard time releasing and getting over letting go of certain fears that you're having about change. And then the first lesson, honestly, I would go back to that one all the time, because that one opened every door for me. Is the idea that certainty, nothing in life is certain. Unlock your creativity. So check out that lesson too if you're having a hard time holding on to your current situation and wanting to move forward. Now, as you're pursuing your goal and you're feeling better about it, or maybe you changed something and now you're feeling better about that, amp it up to the next level and see if you put more energy behind it, what will happen. Everything is about energy. So if you put more energy behind it, more dedication, more focus, what happens? One of the ways that you can seek confirmation, because in my journey to pursuing my goals, I needed validation. I honestly did need that confirmation. And we do need that confirmation. Either that's going to be feedback from the people around you who are saying, hey, you're doing a good job. Or maybe it's from the abundance that's coming into your life, or the opportunities. Or you can do divination. Now, divination is actually interesting. Before I did tarot, I would actually just channel through words, through music, and also through nature. So sometimes I would ask questions to the universe and I would just look into nature and see a sign. And usually I would get my answer just like that. So the way that you use divination, to me, there is no wrong or right way to do it, but sometimes that little bit of extra magical confirmation from the universe helps us. Lean into that confirmation. See what is the feedback? What's happening? Like, what are people saying you're doing a good job? Are you getting confirmation on your goals? Like, what's happening around you? Observe it. And that is how you're going to know whether you're moving in the right direction or not. Life is about a constant experience of trial and error. And you have to be willing to try things out for them to not work out, for you to try something else. But if you keep trying something that doesn't work out and you know it doesn't work out, you know you're doing yourself a disservice by staying in that situation. How I quit my job. So prior to this, I was in this job for about 4 years. But prior to that, in June, so this was about 3 months before I quit, I started taking more action, doing the outer work, to find things that were aligned with my desires. So creativity was one of them. You know, my values are creativity, communication, connection. So I wanted to find something that was actually involves all of those things. That became me stepping into the job of me being an art teacher. So originally when I applied to this job, I just went on the website and I just said, hey, I want to get involved. I wasn't expecting a full-on job. I was just expecting to find a way to use my talents. That's it. I wasn't expecting to get paid. But then when it became a possibility for me to get paid through it, that's when I started to get really excited because I'm like, oh, okay, I can leave my other job and I can depend on this financially. However, the transition was bumpier than that because other people were transitioning out. They were trying to figure out new things and I was new. Typically, they had a much more intensive training process, but the way that things align, they needed me quick, but they didn't need me every day, right? They didn't need me for a full-time job. So I signed up for this job. And I'm like, okay, we'll give it a trial. And so I started doing training and I'm essentially training partially for free. At the time I was like, oh no, gas. And I have to pay for gas and I'm not getting paid and it's basically free work. But I just decided to do it anyways because the door opened so easily. And to me, that was a huge sign that this is the direction I'm supposed to be moving in. Because prior to that, it had been so hard just to get, jobs that I thought were a fit for me. They just didn't align. Like, it just didn't work out. So I was just like, okay, the door opens literally just like that, like right away. But the financials weren't quite making up for what I was currently making. I continued to work my job and think about other ways to get creative. I am an artist and I just started doing and focusing on commissions for other people and investing into that and opportunities to work with other people to sell my artwork. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is going to be the way that I'm selling my art. But as you guys know, and as I've already revealed, I felt less drawn towards creating art visually, and I wanted to do more creative communication. I decided I was going to leave my job no matter what. I had saved up enough money, and I said, hey, if anything, I have 6 months to decide whatever the heck I want to do. I can take time off. I can just relax. I can just focus on art. I can do whatever I want to do. And I'd been wanting that break for years. Decide, hey, September, I'm going to quit. I'm going to leave, and no matter what happens is what happens. Around this time, prior to September, like right before that hit, or maybe within September, they call me up and they let me know, hey, the school needs an art teacher. And I'm just like, huh? They're like, yeah, the school needs an art teacher. Do you think you'd be interested in the position? And they're like, it's not full-time, it's part-time. And I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna be working there at this art company and then I'm gonna work at the school. I'm like, okay, this is kind of adding up and I do wanna quit my job, so I might as well just do it. That's what I did. So I left. Financially, things weren't quite meeting where I wanted them to be. I had still been making more money at my other job and I had been thinking, maybe I should just take on a couple of days at my previous job to make up for that leftover of what I'm used to bringing into my account. I decided was I was just gonna quit anyways, because I knew no matter what, this job hadn't made me happy. In fact, it felt like the right decision to quit. I was more than happy to leave. And I had been telling myself for the longest time that for some reason, this job was gonna humble me and it was gonna teach me how to just be okay with whatever. But that's not the way the heart works. We're full of desire and we need to use that to guide us. So I let it guide me. I quit the job. And as I started working at both of these companies, they started asking me to do more things. Hey, we have this opening. We have this position. Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Do you want to And the money just started coming in. And before I knew it, I had more money than I was expecting add up. And I was like, oh, look at that. I was really satisfied and really happy with that change. But that change happens with me just willing to take that chance and following that desire. Now, prior to that, I graced over this, but it's all connected. I joined the Toastmasters. I've been in Toastmasters for a little over 1.5 years now. And for the longest time, I wanted to do more coaching and working with people. Communication had been a very powerful desire of mine, and I really wanted to pursue it. But I did the classes, and then I put it on the back burner, and then I worked with the coach, and then I put it on the back. I kept putting it on the back burner. I couldn't fully pursue the goal because of that fear. First of all, taking the courses can be expensive and pricey, and then the certificate on top of that. So I just wasn't clear about my decision. So what I ended up doing, I took this Toastmasters and I signed up. And what was interesting is I met the person, one of the people I was in the life coaching program with, and she was a part of the club too. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And so she was like, oh, hey, do you want to join this organization? I'm the one who introduces members into this club. And I was like, the fact that what are the chances that you're a part of this club too? And so I went ahead and signed up and joined, and I did it for a couple months, and then I started doing my YouTube channel. And YouTube was truly what I wanted to do. But the public speaking Toastmasters group gave me the courage to pursue more of the speaking on social media and speaking on YouTube. So once I started doing that, I was like, maybe I should leave. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't have done this, done YouTube unless I'd done this. So I decided to stick to it, and that's what I did. And as I did it, and as I continued to invest my time into my passion of creative communication, I felt so excited about it. I came alive, and I started to see that inkling I had for years, guys, years, well over 5, I don't know, even longer than that, years, something had been telling me to pursue my desire for communication. And I finally pursued it, and I decided to put all of my dedication into it, all of my energy behind it, obsessively working on this stuff. And then in February, I started this series of the Heal, Feel, and Reveal series, and I'm like, something else opened up. And with everything opening up, something inside of me opening up, the opportunities started to come. And this is why I'm making this video. The opportunities will come when you open up. Doors open when you open. In order for you to open, you have to know what opens you up, what lights you up, what makes you feel good, feel on fire, feel aligned. And so I'm like, I'm not getting paid to do this group. I'm paying the organization, right? But it's feeding back into me, and it's working. It's giving me structure, it's giving me focus, it's giving me the confidence. So I'm like, I had the right idea. And I trialed it before, and I wasn't sure, okay. But then, honestly, guys, I, for the most part, hadn't missed a meeting. I decided to just, hey, I'm paying the money. I might as well show up to every meeting. And then they started asking me to get more involved in the organization. And then I started getting really great feedback. And it opened doors up for me in other areas of my life. Because honestly, if I hadn't practiced my communication skills prior to that, I don't think I would be as effective of a teacher, or even think of myself as being able to be in a leadership role. I teach my students independently. It's my class. I lead it. Prior to that, I worked for other people telling me what to do, which honestly, I've never necessarily had issues with people telling me what to do. I was just always more interested in my own ideas. I was always more interested in doing what I wanted to do. So it's opened up so many doors. The manifesting, the desires, it's opened up so much for me. It's helped me to develop more connection in my relationships and with my colleagues and my coworkers. So it's helped in so many ways, just following that impulse. time and time again, allowing myself to transition, taking my time. It's only when I truly put like 100% of my energy behind the things that I truly wanted to do that things started to blow up. So I started to realize it's free. You know I made the video about abundance is free. And the thing is, I do speak things into existence, so I can literally talk about something and then create the experience like right after, and then on top of that, build on top of it. But I realized my energy is wealth. Your energy is wealth. When people are paying you, they're paying you for your energy. That's why when you give all of that energy to what you're doing, people, they want more of that. They're like, can you do more for us? Can you, like, I'm being asked, hey, can you give your speeches at our clubs? Like, I'm just like, oh, y'all want to be a part of this too? Okay. So it's just, it opens you up when you follow those impulses and desires of those things that you want. And the whole time I was thinking, well, financially, if I invest this amount of money, this is the amount of time. Stop calculating. Your energy is your wealth. The universe gives you back what you give it. And I came across this video. Check out her channel. Her name is she calls her channel The Abundance Factor, but she talks about if you want to get value back from what you're doing, if you want to get paid those big bucks, you have to give it energy. So it's not about just manifesting like crazy amounts of money. There's an energy exchange that happens. So when you put that energy behind something, the money just shows up. Energy, and the money follows it. So that's what I realized. Like, it was so clear to me. Wow, I just gave the energy. I decided to give the energy because I had it to give. And so many things came out of that. Now, prior to that, I was asking the universe for so much confirmation. I'm like, what do I need to do? Because I'm like, okay, things are happening, but I'm not quite getting that abundance that I want, right? That unlimited feeling of abundance that I want. What am I not doing? And the cards told me, the tarot cards told me the same thing every single time. Do what you love. Do what you love. Do what you love. I'm like, what? You mean, what about investing into a course? What about, the cards were like, do what you love. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should put more attention onto my art. I haven't been feeling drawn towards making art. I've been feeling drawn towards speaking. So I'm like, okay, I'll just speak. Because I have so many ideas, I want to create it. Let me just start creating my dream series. Let me just start talking about whatever I want to talk about. Boom. And it's so crazy. Like real life experiences in my work, what's going on around me, all of those areas are elevating because I decided to just give my energy. Not just give, I decided to devote my energy towards the thing that really, really makes me happy. And I had that inkling. I heard it. I heard that whisper and I kept ignoring it for years. I had no idea. If I had known, I would have done it sooner. No, I wouldn't. I have no regrets in life. Struggle is a blessing because once you struggled, you're like, never want to do that ever again. And that's what this series is about. It's about struggle free. I don't want to create more struggle in my life. So I'm like, wherever there's less struggle, let's create it. Let's welcome it. Teach me, universe. Teach me. I'm open. But it's crazy because I kept thinking to myself, oh, I don't know if I have the energy for that. I don't know if I have the energy for that. I have the energy for what I want to have energy for. I have the energy for what I'm passionate about. Unlimited amount of energy, in fact. It feels like unlimited. Of course, I need to sleep my 7 to 8 hours, and get my rest and meditate and eat good. But I have so much energy for these projects. So I'm like, no one's paying me to do this. I'm just doing it. But it's bringing me wealth, like real, tangible wealth and experience, and in finance, in money, in actual money. So if you want to experience the wealth of that, you got to let go of what no longer serves you. You got to dip your toe in the water, try it out, trial it out, use the stepping stones, transition, set a plan. And then also, most importantly, let the universe surprise you. There are constant pivots that are happening in my life. Sure, I had an idea of how something was going to happen, but I love this. I love how the universe surprises me with how things come in, because some things I'm like, whoa, I was not expecting that. Some things are way bigger than I'm expecting. But I'm like, but I wanted it, didn't I? Once you allow yourself to really want things, not desire as in you're craving it and you're like, it's missing from my life, but want it in the sense that like, I get to have it. Like, yeah, it's mine. It just comes in. We're the ones creating the resistance. So when you don't follow those plans, what happens is resistance. When you're not listening to the call, that's resistance. Something told you to quit that job. Something told you to leave that situation. Something told you to change it, transform it, shift it, flip it, reverse it. And you didn't listen to that call. You need to listen to that call. And in your mind, because we're still built on physical results, but the energy creates the physical results. All these billionaires and millionaires put energy behind their desires. You have to put energy, but you can't just make up energy. The universe divinely assigns you. It assigns you. So you might have a whole thing of talents, but you might be feeling a lot more called to do something. So whatever it is, the thing that you feel most called to do, even if it is spending time with your kids and taking time off, just do it. Find a way to transition into it. You know, I'm talking about leaving situations, but I'm like, whatever you feel called to do. I forgot to hit the recording. Whatever it is you feel called to do, just do it. Try it out. See where it takes you and let it surprise you. Listen to that call. That is the end of the video for this Heal, Feel, and Reveal series. How to leave those situations, how to quit your job, how to bring more abundance, more of what you love into your life. This is the video for that. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check out the other videos in the series. All of them are magical on their own, and they all give you just wonderful gems of advice for how we can help to elevate our life, inner work and outer work. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out my website. Check out my artwork on my website that had the divine inspiration that was guided to me to create the artwork. It's my first name and last name, Shantia Crowley, and I will be back next week for a new video of Heal, Feel, and Reveal series until I get sick of it, I guess, or decide to create another series or something different. All I know is I'll pretty much be uploading a video every week because I'm obsessed. So thank you guys so much for watching. Support the channel by hitting that subscribe, like, and also commenting down below. Hit that bell notification if you want to be alerted when I upload my videos so you can get more treasures of advice, insight into how we can help improve our lives. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful day or evening. Bye. Yes, I do. Can somebody tell